What's good, guys? It's the Wrestlebae of Professional Wrestling Vanity, your your BCW Women's Champion. And I wanted to give a shout out to the best, O-Face Wrestling. You guys gotta check them out. Come on now, get on it. Love you guys. Bye.
Hi, I'm MCW Women's Champion Gia Scott, and you're watching O-Face Wrestling.
That's right. Oh, Face Wrestling. Listen to the podcast. Listen. They are Dark Side approved. Holiday approves it. Oh, Face Wrestling. I'll be listening. Will you?
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today on O-Face Wrestling. This is your host JT, and today I am joined by the Wrestlebae of Professional Wrestling, Vanity. So thanks for joining us today, Vanity.
Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. So, Vanity, I got some questions for you today on the show. So the first and kind of like the basic question is, what inspired you to become a professional wrestler?
My family, they got me into it. When I met my stepdad in 96, when he started like becoming part of my family, he would talk about a giant, walking around beating up people. And I'm just like, the only giant I know is like the guy from the Beanstalk, in fairy tales. And he would mention Andre the Giant and then Ric Flair. And then I would hear about them, but I've never seen them until one day my grandpa came over and I saw the giant. And I was like, oh my God, that's him. But the first match I ever remembered was it was Taker and Mankind, Hell in a Cell.
Oh, wow. That's a good one to get introduced to.
Like a vivid one I remember. That was like my first match, but I just saw wrestlers, like, oh, them in like tights. Like, why are they wearing tights? Oh, they fight. But yeah.
Yeah, so when like getting into wrestling as a kid, like did you look at it as like this is like they're really trying to like kill each other and all this kind of stuff, or did you know it was kind of like choreographed and all that stuff?
I never thought it was choreographed, but I thought it was like superheroes or like Mortal Kombat, but with real people, like real people. Like this is even better, and we know their moves. They have names to these moves. They have different outfits, and then the pyro. Oh my God, I was obsessed with the lighting, everything about wrestling, and it got even better when they started doing like, just started being in the background. They had like those CCTV, like you were engaged with the family problems, the relationships in wrestling, like Matt Hardy and Lita, and like Triple H and Stephanie, and then what was it, Eddie Guerrero in China, like Mamacita. It's like, wow, these storylines. I'm addicted to the storylines. Give me the drama.
Yeah, so like kind of like going back to like the choreographer, that's actually a question I never asked any of the wrestlers who've been on the show. Like, how much time and effort do you actually put into like talking about like, the match before it happens and like what you're gonna do, when you're gonna do it, all that kind of stuff? Or is it more so you just kind of you get out there in the ring and you just kind of just go with the flow?
I usually try to be as fluid as I can. I just try to study my opponent, whoever it is, and then just keep it very professional, keep it fun. Let's do our fun moves. Let's interact with each other. But I'm gonna give you the best version of myself once that bell rings. Like let's just have fun. It shouldn't be too petty. But let's be competitive at the same time. Like give it some spice. That's what makes it so fun. Like, oh, you're just ready to get out there and ready to do it, and you just hope that your partner's the same level as you. You know what I'm saying? So I keep it simple. I keep it fun. It looks like everyone's happy.
Yeah, that's like the whole point of wrestling is just the entertainment value. It isn't like, oh, I need to be better than this person. It's just like, let's go out there and let's just have fun and put together a good show. Because at the end of the day, that's like what us fans want to see out there.
Yeah.
And like just like telling a story and all that is just like it's extremely important in wrestling. So as far as like going out there and having fun with your opponents, who are some of your favorite opponents that you've got to work with in the ring?
See, I feel like I haven't been in the ring with like a person to actually have like a storyline to like feud out with, because I would feud out with a lot of good girls out there, even boys. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But the best feud that I had was with probably Deonna Purrazzo years ago at Excellence Pro Wrestling. She was one of my favorites. I love Deonna. She was really good in the ring. She taught me a lot. I like getting in the ring with Tessa Blanchard, but that was years ago, like 6 years ago. which should come back again. Amber Rodriguez was so fun. I used to know her years ago also, so it was amazing for her to make her comeback and for me to get in the ring with her again. But I feel like everyone's my favorite because I've only had one match with them, if you get me, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and I would have to say Casey Cattell. I've been in the ring with Casey so many times, so yeah.
Okay. So as far as like, you know, the wrestlers you fought, who are some wrestlers that you haven't fought that you definitely want to get in the ring with?
I really want a one-on-one with Lufisto, Taya Valkyrie. I've met her once. She's pretty awesome. Sumi Sakai. Definitely Su Young. She scares me, but I love the whole, you know, like, whoa, that's blood right there, you know, like Tessa. I don't have beef with anybody, so it's like, yo, I can work with these people, you know what I'm saying? I never am like a stingy person, so it's like, okay, let's all work together. So whoever wants to get in the ring with me, let's do it. Maria Manic to like Jordan Grace. Everybody, even the boys, like, come on. I know with this whole thing going on with speaking out, but let's make magic when we go out there. That's it.
Exactly. Like, I personally like got introduced to intergender wrestling. Well, I mean, I've been seeing it online for years, but my first time experiencing it live was actually back in March, like right before everything started to shut down. I was like, this is actually like really cool, just like seeing them go out and compete at the same level. I've never seen anything like it, and it was so mind blowing. And it's something I feel like that's still new and fresh in the wrestling industry. Like it's something that, you know, we didn't see like in the 80s and 90s, at least from my knowledge. So it's still like something that a lot of, you know, fans and all are just excited for. And like you mentioned, I know there's this whole issue going on now with, you know, the wrestlers and, you know, being inappropriate and all that kind of stuff. But it's still something that I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And it keeps things fresh in the wrestling business at the end of the day. So, I know, so what are some promotions though that you really have, you know, you work for that you really enjoy working for?
I enjoyed working for Booker T's promotion, Reality of Wrestling. It's really awesome there. Their training facility, the students, the aura, like when you get there, it's pretty dope, pretty cool experience. Wildcats in NOLA, Louisiana. I've been to WrestlePro. That's where I started my career, which is pretty good. I'm not there currently right now, but I still support them. I've been to Ring of Honor's old dojo, which is the Worldwide Dojo in Philly. Very good facility. I've been now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wow, I've been a lot of places. Women's Wrestling Revolution, which is Beyond's sister promotion, which is a really cool place. The list goes on and on. I've been at Shine last year, which was a pretty good one. That day was very stressful because after my match is what I found out about Maddie. But yeah, I've been to a lot of places. I can't even believe it. But Booker T's is by far one of my favorites.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about, like, you know, his promotion and even his training and all that. I know a few of the wrestlers that I've, you know, had on the show went through him and his training, and also I've heard that was really fun. I heard just like how he acts too, like he's very straightforward with how he says things, but at the same time he's also kind of like, I don't want to say like kind of like funny, but he has that sense of humor, I guess you could say. And he's such a great guy. Like I you know, if I were ever to hypothetically want to train, you know, that's, you know, someone I would want to go through. So you've definitely been through a lot of different promotions. So how long have you been wrestling?
I've been wrestling for 7 years.
7 years, wow.
7 years, yes.
Do you have any promotions on your bucket list that you're looking to work with?
You know what? Yeah, I do, but I'm not gonna even name them because I want to see if I'm gonna surprise myself. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just want to go everywhere and anywhere that wants me, and that would challenge me.
Okay, cool. And I'm gonna ask too, because I'm not, you know, I don't know 100% sure, but have you ever wrestled for MCW or Primetime Wrestling?
No, I haven't. I actually added them on Instagram. I follow them. I peep game, but no, I haven't.
Yeah, that would definitely be cool because I definitely want to see you live. Those are the local promotions in my area. More so, I go to MCW, but Primetime Wrestling is, that was the event that I went to back in March. That was the one I was introduced to Intergender Wrestling, and that is, I will have to say, a very diverse promotion. Like you see everything there, not just with the wrestlers, but the fans, and that's definitely seems like probably the most positive, wrestling environment I've ever been in. So definitely hope to see you there one day. I think, they had a lot of great wrestlers there when I went, like Faye Jackson, Trisha Dora.
Oh, I love them. Yeah, okay. Add them to my list. Okay. I'm going to hit them up. All right. Add them to my list because I love them.
Yeah, definitely. I know you fought Faye Jackson before because I saw a GIF of you two in the ring together, but I'm not sure about Trish. Have you ever been in the ring with her?
No, not yet, but I think I've seen her perform for Queens of Combat I went to Wrestlecade last year and she was there. I think it was after she won her championship. So it was lit. The crowd was lit. And Faye was there that night too. Nobody knew I was coming, so it was just like, is that a mohawk I see? And it's like, yeah, it's Vanity. But yeah, Faye and I go way back, like 6 years ago. She came to WrestlePro when it was PWS. And then she went to Ring of Honor after that, and I started going to the dojo, and I found her there again. And then she's been at Women's Wrestling Revolution. I wish I got in the ring with her more too, but yeah, good peoples.
Yeah, definitely are good peoples, and I personally I want to actually look for that match now to see you two in the ring. I think you both in the ring together, it has to be a definitely entertaining match. So, I mean, in general, how important do you feel because a lot of people look at wrestling as oh, you just need to go out there and wrestle. As far as the entertainment aspect to it, how important do you think that is just to kind of just put on a good show? It doesn't necessarily have to be that straightforward, technical match.
It's so crazy because ever since I was a kid, I knew I wanted to wrestle. I knew it. And when I saw girls come and be on the screen like China, and then, Lita, and then Trish, and then they're flying, I knew what I wanted to do. So I was obsessed with working out. Even though my body is no right now, but I was obsessed with working out, lifting, doing anything I can just to feel good and be fit. And then as I got older, I realized, okay, this is going to help me with wrestling. This is cool. So I did track, I did ballet. I was obsessed with figure skating. I had these little things that would help me in wrestling. So the first day of wrestling, they're like, oh, okay, you think you're cute. Let's see what you got. Get in there. I slid in. I was like, oh, wow, I'm in a ring. They're like, take a bump. And I'm like, oh, I've been studying way before. What's the bump again? And I went and I did the flat back. And they were like, whoa, we could work with her. They're like, do a handstand. I did a handstand flip. Okay, run the ropes. Okay, so my second day of training, it was like, all right, we just got to put over a match and teach her these things. It was so, I wouldn't say easy, but learning the steps and the fundamentals of wrestling came easier for me. Then I had to put the music and the entertainment aspect together because I used to listen to rock music. Everybody thinks that I listen to trap music, rap music. It's cool. I love it. I love Biggie, Tupac, but I listen to Slipknot, Atreyu, My Chemical Romance, Il Nino. The list goes on. Green Day, The Distillers. I listen to so much music, but I had to switch a little. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. You got to just make it work for yourself. That's it.
Exactly, and I will have to say, Atreyu, that was me in high school. I loved them. Oh my god, Right Side of the Bed was my favorite song.
Yes, oh my god, yeah. Suicide Notes and Butterfly Kisses. Whoa.
Yeah.
Good album.
Yeah, it was just great. And their first couple albums are great. I'll admit I kind of fell off as I kind of got older, so I haven't really kept up with them. But yeah, that is nice hearing that name again. Oh yeah. Wow. They kind of softened up a little bit as they got older. They did. Which I didn't like too much, but I mean, they still have some good songs after that too. But it just wasn't.
I used to wonder. I'm like, how would it look like me coming out to Korn? Or they have good songs, but I had to kind of tap into. I know they're gonna hate me to say this, but kind of tap into my black side, and it all worked out because I realized my black people listen to my music. We all love the same thing, so why make it much harder? It's not that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, like just like be yourself, and that's what fans like at the end of the day. And you'd be surprised, that other people may like the
Yeah.
same stuff that you like too. Like I play music at my work, and you'd be surprised that people like, oh, this song, I love this song. Oh wow, so
Right.
it's really cool. And I know, like, and one of the questions I was going to ask you too is kind of a little bit about the beginning, of your training and all, and you kind of like talked about that a lot. So it seems like it just really just came natural to you, like just like taking the bumps and stuff like that. So when you first started taking those bumps, though, did it do like a toll at first? Did at any point where you're like, wow, this is like really like, this really hurts, like?
Oh yeah. Oh man. See, I don't really talk about the beginning of my career or that much of my career at all. I just keep low. But in the beginning, let's get honest here. I was a dancer, and basically I would work the morning shift, which was like 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then after that, I would go to training from 7 p.m. to like 9 or 10 or 11. We just hang out and just keep training. And let's just say my body used to be so sore, and I'd have to wake up, go to the gym before work, head to, the club, and then head to training and make sure I was on it. And then Saturday, which was the lit nights at the club, I would be at a show or try to get booked. Making money was the game, but like the vision was wrestling. So my body was just, I don't know how I did it, but I did it. And thank God I'm not dancing anymore, because wrestling has been very gracious to me. But I still can't believe I did it,
Oh wow, yeah, it's just motivation and determination at the end of the day, and just doing it, honestly. So with this whole like pandemic and all going, how has that affected you in the wrestling business, you think? Like, do you think, I mean, obviously it's doing no one any favors right now with not being able to wrestle, but are you like, I know a lot of wrestlers are taking this time to kind of like heal up and to kind of work on their characters, and also what have you been doing in the meantime to kind of like get yourself ready when wrestling starts, back up again?
See, I'm a homebody, so like I'm kind of okay with it. But I was just like, okay, this is just time. I was mad in the beginning because I was just like, what are we gonna do? Blah, blah, blah. Everyone has the same questions, but after a week, I'm like, this is the earth saying something. Like, we have to work out at home, just do stuff at home, get closer with our families, reconnect with our friends, and just test yourself. Like, stay home right now. Clean out your closet, just like Eminem said. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen to old music. Like, oh my God, I went through some of my old CDs, some of my old gear, memorabilia, and I'm like, I can't believe I still have this stuff. So it just made me sit down. And even some friends from the past that I'm not friends with, they try to test you and like, hey, I'm bored. Like, hi, what's up? And it's like, no, we ain't that bored. So it was just time to clean out my closet, and that's it. But it's a little too long. I'm ready to come back.
Exactly. I think we're all ready to get back to reality. I mean, every area is different. I know that some areas, when it comes to wrestling, there are some wrestling events, companies opening up. They're doing like outdoor wrestling, and they're I'm going to New Jersey in next month, and the wrestling event that I'm going to, supposedly they're trying to work with the venue to to make their event outside. So it's like, I know that's kind of a thing now where wrestling outside and stuff like that. So hopefully we start getting things back to normal. But I mean, like you said, like this was definitely a good opportunity to kind of like just relax, clean out your closet, stuff like that. And I also feel like this has really been kind of like getting people into like kind of like technology, like kind of forcing people to like with DoorDash, we never really used DoorDash. We were starting to use that.
Yeah.
Watching wrestling with your friends on like Zoom, that's been like a thing. Like I did that a few times. Like it's kind of advancing us in a way. Like it's forcing us to start using the technology and all. So I think that's kind of cool in a way.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because I just messaged you before Zoom. I've only used this once, and I'm like, what? You're probably going to see it after this.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, it's making me tap into the things that I just didn't tap into before. Like, I'm trying to start my new, like, a YouTube channel, and I'm about to get a camera. I'm about to get a ring light, and I'm just, like, trying to teach myself some stuff. And then I think about, like, the cameramen in, like, WWE or, like, behind the scenes, and I'm like, they went to school for this, and I can't even do I don't know. My mind just But yeah, I'm teaching myself some stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's what a lot of people are doing. Like I'm using a ring light right now. I bought that, when I started whenever all this started coming down, like, you know what, I want to really start focusing on like upgrading my show and all that kind of stuff. So I'll actually DM you like the link to the ring light I got, and if you want to look at it, check that out. But yeah, so I got two last questions for you. They're pretty straight to the point kind of answers, So if you could go and work in the ring with anyone from WWE, who would it be? It could be a male too, if that's what you want.
Ooh, that's a good question.
And it would be the main event of WrestleMania, so you're gonna be on the spotlight.
Oh, with this person?
Yes.
Okay, if it was a male, Cedric Alexander.
Okay.
Cool. I've met him before. I actually got mistaken by his wife, like for being his wife, but I wasn't. But yeah, no, definitely him. George South. I was in the South, and George South. We were at a WrestleCade. No, it was WrestleMania weekend, and he pushed me like this guy had an arm, and I turned around, and he thought I was Ariel, and I was like, nope. He's like, I heard about you too. But yeah, him. And if it was a female, oh man, I would have to say Asuka, but I wanted to say Sarah Stock because she just, I think she got released or something. Mm-hmm. But I would love to get in the ring with her. Oh my God, she is amazing.
Well, I definitely like, Asuka. That would be a really good match. And then Cedric Alexander, I think it was him, the one that had that really good. No, never mind. I was getting confused with Leo Rush with Caden Carter. Or
yeah.
Lacey Lean. They had a really good match in the Indies, but I got a little confused. But I could see Cedric Alexander having a really good match with you as well. That would be a really fun one to see.
I'd love that, yeah.
And then last question, if you had to, because I like hardcore matches, like I love the old Mick Foley matches and all. If you had the opportunity to and you had to pick one, either a Ring of Fire match or a Thumbtacks match, which one would you rather do?
Gosh, I think thumbtacks are fun.
Oh, you would do that?
Both,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thumbtacks. But fire is just, man. If my opponent's really on fire and I'm just like standing there, I'm gonna be like, I'm going to hell.
Oh my
But yeah,
God.
thumbtacks all the way.
Yeah, because that's something we don't see really that much anymore. I know we saw a lot of that in the 90s and on. And I know AEW did it a few times. And it's like, to me, I love like a good hardcore match. So it's like, that's something that I still love seeing. I think the last time we saw that in WWE was Chris Jericho and Dean Ambrose. So don't see it too often. So it's just something I like. I love getting, I love asking like a wrestler that kind of question. Like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing no thumbtacks. And I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to, land on a bunch of thumbtacks too.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like getting a tattoo. You want it. You want to do it, but you don't want to go through it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll do it.
Yeah, because the one match I saw in AEW, it was John Moxley and I think Joey Kanellis, I think that's his name. He picked them up and slammed his feet on them, and that's got to hurt because there's a lot of on there. So, but yeah, that is all the questions I have for you, Vanity. So, thank you so much for joining us today over here at Overface Wrestling. No problem at all. You've been on my list for a while, and because I've been following your Instagram from my personal Instagram, and I don't reach out to wrestlers on Instagram because I know if you DM them, it goes to their spam.
Yeah.
So you use Twitter. So when I saw you on Twitter, I was like, holy hell, like I got to reach out to her. So it was definitely, really exciting when you accepted the offer and, getting you on the show. So it definitely was, you definitely were one of the wrestlers on my bucket list. So thank you.
No problem. Thank you for having me so much. You were actually my first interview, so thanks.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. I postponed them because I had a lot to do and I was getting sick, but you were my first one.
Oh, wow. I definitely feel honored then. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually really surprised because you seem to be really popular. So I kind of figured that, you probably got an overwhelming amount of, requests. So I was like, dang, she actually accepted. Cool. So do you want to throw out some of your social media platforms to share with the audience?
The only thing I could say is you can catch me at the Wrestlebae. I'm the only Wrestlebae. I mean, there's others, but I'm the only number one. So everything from Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is, Wrestlebae. it is what it is.
All right, y'all. Make sure y'all follow her on all those social media platforms, and then make sure you look for us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at O-Face Wrestling. Thank you all for tuning in, and once again, thank you, Vanity, for joining us today on O-Face Wrestling.
No problem, guys. Bye.
All right, bye.